Welcome back to Persona 2 Innocent Sin on the PSP. Rumor has it we had to actually, unfortunately, move on without Charmy because he has been rather incommunicative with us, so we couldn't really schedule this around that.
His own life.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, and just generally busy with his own life, so we decided to move on, But, you always like hearing us, so yep. I figured it's not a bad loss.
Not too terrible, but at the same time, still at the end of the day kind of be whatever, because most people are either here to watch this Let's Play for the people commentating over it or the game itself. And speaking
or to just
of...
watch,
yeah.
Or to just watch Tatsuya make motorcycle noises with his mouth.
Which is a great part of the game, don't get me wrong. This part of the game in particular is the Abandoned Factory. If you know Mementos or Tartarus from Personas 5 and 3 respectively, this is essentially that, but without much story importance, because if you know about Mementos in Persona 5, then yeah, that is extremely
Tartarus
important.
and any of I think the only one that doesn't have I guess you can say the TV world, Shadow World kind of is the main hub, but Mementos is this weird outlier where it's kind of a dungeon crawler also while being not the main game dungeons. I don't know.
Yeah, but basically the gist of this is you can go into, there's this one giant hub area kind of place in this dungeon where you can go around to these different numbered doors, like 1 through 7, I believe. And then when you complete more dungeons in the main game itself, you unlock more of these doors to fight old enemies that you wouldn't otherwise be able to fight again, like the Pixie, the Wraith, or Poltergeist, and the Slime, as shown here. And the classic motorcycle noises.
There it is, the vroom vroom. It just makes me happy every time.
It's so ridiculous, and I love it.
It's been so long since we've done Persona. I'm so happy to be back.
Yes, it really has. That 1 month break was a little... It was very jarring for us, both... yeah, it was just jarring for us as soon as we got back to this, because... For those that didn't... For pretty much everybody that didn't know... Well, actually, I say that. But pretty much nobody would know this outside of the channel itself. We had to redo this. This is the second attempt at this, because first time we were so tripped up after having gone through all of Spookfest 2019, and we were just out of... We just kind of forgot about everything about this game.
Yeah, we weren't caught up, and Legon didn't really remember exactly what he recorded, because this footage is actually old in advance.
Yeah.
He's starting to record new footage, but this is the old stuff. This is the last stuff we recorded before we did October stuff, didn't we?
Yeah.
This is all the way back from September. Wow. Yikes.
At least it's not as old as the game itself. It was 1999.
Well, okay, that's not fair. Well, to be fair, this PSP remake came out in the mid-thousands, so I'm not old yet, you are.
Okay.
Hey,
Shut up.
Again, like I said before, you can find repeat enemies here. You can see the ogre and the other two from the, I believe, from the Club Zodiac dungeon. Well, no.
That's a club I want to sign up for, by the way.
The one that I rumored into a dungeon.
Oh yeah. It's like, look, if I'm Cancer, does that mean I give other people cancer? Or no, I'm actually Leo, or I'm Virgo. I don't know, man. I forget.
Yeah, the unique... Since the video basically showed off that note, I do want to point out the unique kind of way you progress the story with the Abandoned Factory, and just not, aside from that, how I love this as a grinding theme, is the more dungeons you complete and the more rooms you fully explore in this place, the more of the story about this place you uncover. Just keep playing the game and then go back here every once in a while to check up on things and potentially grind levels later on, because there is a grinding spot here where you can basically grind to level 99, and I don't really think it's worth it, because 70 is the highest level you need in this game.
Yeah. Actually, now that you mention that, it really gives more credit to the theory that Persona 5 is a spiritual successor to Persona 2 in concept. In that, if you really play Persona 5, you end up doing that with Mementos. You kind of, at least I did, you get this drive to keep going back and clearing out the 10 floors of every dungeon you unlock after you're playing the main game, and you get rewarded by them making Mementos a part of the main game. So if you really took the time to explore it and do that grind during the game, when you get to the end of the game, you can instantly start that last dungeon instead of having to go through the whole thing as you're playing, getting to the end.
I do wonder what it would be like if you, since that's already a bit of a minor spoiler that Mementos is connected to the final dungeon in Persona 5, if you never went into Mementos before the final dungeon. Except for the one time it's mandatory.
Yeah.
That would be a very weird run of Persona 5.
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure you would have to go through all the floors manually if you never went back in there.
I'm very sure you would too. That would probably be something we can do in the future, maybe? I would probably be the one to do that, because I need to get the Platinum in Persona 5 anyway. But since we're basically just showing off all the side areas in this new... in the new place we unlocked thanks to the Rumormonger in the Sushi Shop, that's run by Akichi's father. We can just talk about we can just talk about Persona 5 for now, and how just the similarities between them. Because really, there are a lot of them.
I mean, even that one dungeon you were we were just in, is just good for Persona 3 and 4. It's cool that you can, because in Persona 3 and 4, you can go back to older parts of the dungeon, when you complete it, to grind for enemies that you may have missed or something like that. And I think these games all do a pretty good job of giving you that area, except for one, because one is the first and Archaic, obviously. They all give you that area where you can go and get these monsters that you missed. And you can level grind, and it's not conductive to the story. I think it's always good when games give you a good, solid place to do that. Unlike something like Pokemon, where you're kind of just left to grind at the high-level areas, or even other traditional Final Fantasy, other traditional RPGs where you have to just go to the high-level areas that are late game to really grind.
Yeah, that just feels archaic, and that's really not a great thing.
Which sucks that it feels archaic, because there's so many more modern RPGs that still kind of do that, and Persona 2 came out in, like you said, 1999.
Yeah. And that place... Basically, Maya mentioned that there is a rumor there that the owner would make anything, and because of that, you can talk to the Rumormongers and make him an armor shop.
I mentioned it the first time we did this, and I still, man, I want to get that iron-plated tuxedo, man. That's how Joker in Persona 5 just dodges all those bullets and takes all that damage. Also, hello, Yu-Gi-Oh! Character. Why do we keep running into your series as characters in these LPs?
I don't know, but this is the next Rumormonger that we meet, who we ask about the Mass Circle, and they don't know anything about it. And also a little bit of trivia as well.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I didn't cut you off.
The description for the Sumeru Genie said that the female with the husky voice, they're actually trans.
Oh, and wow, a Japanese game from 1999.
That's the second trans person that's obvious in this game.
Clearly, Atlas just is so transphobic. I mean, look at Catherine. Oh, Atlas is such a backwater Japanese company. They're not progressive like us.
Meanwhile, their progressive stuff doesn't actually sell.
I guess that's also kind of a fair cap. It's man, they don't even acknowledge Persona 1 and 2 anymore.
Yeah. And this is there's a unique gimmick with the Sumeru Genie Rumormonger where you can get your fortune read. It can give you a few results, but the biggest one that I want is getting more money from battles, because really EXP is not too big a deal at this point. But I got the more EXP from battles fortune instead, and it's it's not a big deal anyway. I can still grind at the end of the day for money.
In the words of a very great hero, greed is good.
You've got to have money.
Oh, the coins. Why?
Now that we're on to the Conan Police Department, we meet Katsuya Yasuo, Tatsuya's brother.
Looks very familiar there. I met this guy. Honestly, I mentioned it in the other redo, but like, this guy looks suspiciously like Guido from Persona 1. I don't remember his Japanese name. Apologies, but yeah, he looks like a mix between Tatsuya and Guido.
Yeah, I can see it, but really this is just, in Eternal Punishment, he's a far more fleshed out character with a deep backstory that basically shows that he's a caring person who has to put off this face with his job and all that. And here, he's just a jerk to Tatsuya because older brother.
Oh my god, the parallels to Persona 5 in this game keep ramping up. It's unprecedented, actually. Starting to genuinely buy a majority of it. Like, seriously, a brother-sister, or a brother, sibling duo with one of them being a cop, a Mementos place that you can go in after your certain dungeons. Like, all these themes really, really line up.
And then the not Lisa, or not
Anne. Better Anne. Better Anne and better Ryuji is better to put it.
Yes, better Anne and better Ryuji.
Yes.
And another
Which is
thing,
great, because like, we're doing this and Persona 5 next year, so we're going to see the comparisons all the more clear.
Yes. Which I hope that they change it for the better in Royal, but at the same time I don't, so that this commentary doesn't get dated.
Nah. It's always going to be
whatever.
dated. We talked about Terry in this damn LP.
I still love how literally 2 days after we record that, Terry and
got
Banjo get revealed.
So Banjo gets released and Terry gets announced. Oh, what a day!
Yeah.
Look, it's your namesake, Rumormonger.
Indubitably. And speaking of rumors, that kid that was in the police station that I talked to multiple times, he gives you the dresser hag rumor that you can go back to the abandoned factory to fight, but I don't do that at this point, even though I already have the rumor and I can spread it. Instead, I go to Maya's apartment, and Akichi and Tatsuya are all nervous about entering a girl's apartment. Ooh.
Into the secret garden. What a dork. Okay. Okay. My OCD is going off at an alarming rate. Am I over-exaggerating a little? No.
Yeah.
Look at... What? Why?
I thought looters had broken in. No, this is just how Maya lives all the time.
The disaster area. And see, okay, so here's a little thing about me. I cannot sleep in a room that is... Like, if I were to be in this apartment, I could not sleep in this room. I would have to clean it up before I sleep in it, because, like, this is... It's not the worst, but it's like, Jesus, come on.
And
half of this stuff you could have just picked up.
Yeah, and there is a PlayStation down there on the floor there with the controller as well. It's a DualShock 1 JPEG.
Cute
Meanwhile,
little call.
the system itself is actually a 3D model.
Yeah. Do you ever miss that era of games? It seemed to always be this one and the next generation after, and then it kind of stopped. But you missed the era of games where they would put the consoles in the games as a little Easter egg?
Yeah, I do kind of miss that, but at the same time, it's sort of... yeah.
Pointless now, but it's like... I guess it's a sign of the times changing with games. Like, I always remember SA1 having the Dreamcasts on one of the models, or... having Sonic Unleashed even brought it back by having a Dreamcast in it,
Yeah,
it's
the Dreamcast in Eggman's Eggmobile.
Right.
Anyway, plot.
So... Anyway, look at this dweeb.
Yeah, this is the guy
Shiba
who's...
and Miho.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell already, they are Lisa's best friends, and are totally not the inspiration for Shiho in Persona 5. Which it will be very obvious when we get to next part.
Are you sure? Because I don't see it with this fucking dweeb. I've already fucked his name up.
Tadashi.
Yeah, Tadashi. I don't see it with him.
No, I mean, No, not this guy in particular, but Lisa's best friends, Sheba and Miho, as Shiho in 5 instead. But the plot of this...
Sheba and Miho.
Yeah, the plot of this entire thing is just... Tadashi kind of gets the idea in his head and shows everybody else after the detectives come back from their lunch break that, hey, this poster's been going around and everyone's rumoring that it's Lisa in the silhouette, since it's her best friends and all that.
So, under the rules of Persona 2, rumors are magic, and you sort of will it into existence.
Yeah, and Lisa is kinda actually willing to do it. Like, she...
Mostly because we'll find out that she ends up being upset that they decided to go forward with it without her even asking her.
Yeah, you think it's the Masked Circle? Gee, who could have guessed?
I wonder how it could be the Masked Circle, who is the villain group of this game.
Who also uses rumors to their advantage.
No way. No way it could be them. Hey, let's give the Persona 2 crew some credit. They're not as dumb as Persona 4 in Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Nothing will be as dumb as that.
Good point.
We should visit Lisa's friends. Now, how do we do that? By getting out of here first. Oh, wait. I forgot to spread rumors. Hang on. Dotsie, where are you going?
Oh, hold on. Well, my nickname is Tabloid. I'm gonna go do my thing. Duh. We forgot to spread the rumors.
Yeah, you can buy armor at these places. Again, I can't stress this enough. The cheap and weak armor is pretty much a useless rumor. You do not want to spread that anytime you can, because it's weaker than your starting equipment.
Yeah, the cheapness is never going to outweigh the near uselessness that you're going to get out of that armor. You might as well just grind the money.
Yeah.
But, you know, I always look at the rumor system, I always wonder, man, who the hell is going to care about a majority of these rumors? Hey, you can buy armor at the shop. Yeah, well, I'm a normal high school student. Why does it matter to me?
Ooh, armor for the school play.
Damn it. You defeated me.
And this is the Mew plate, and this is Mew, where you can basically rumor it to be a full-on casino, and depending on which rumor you spread in particular, you can win big at slots, the poker, or something else I forgot. But
so what you're saying is, I can also rumor this to be under a truck and it'll actually be there?
I don't think you can do that because the rumors have to be somewhat grounded in reality.
Damn it. And even that's still true, because even in real life, the damn Mew's never going to be under the truck.
Yeah. But the way it's just really funny how they get in, because this guy's looking for extras and he's like, hey, you look like main characters, come on, you be extras.
But we're not you nor Kami.
Be extras.
We're Tatsuya. Damn it. Okay, fine.
I love this piece of music.
Persona 2 has an amazing soundtrack. We cannot say it enough.
Yeah, and the funny thing about this track in particular, I don't think it would be out of place in the Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, and I can never unhear it.
What a weird analogy. But I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, just like when you get the time, overlap that music over the Splatoon 2, like Splatoon 2 Octo expansion footage. But these, to go back to the game for a second, these new enemies are basically the next evolution of the slime enemies, and they have an absolutely annoying skill if they get hit by one thing in particular or just at random. And that is something that you're about to see right now. Last resort.
Oh my Lord.
It's a self-destruct explosion. It deals damage to everything.
So you can already imagine how annoying it would be to get caught in 4 of these. Because there's 4. Oh boy.
Yeah. And one of the triggers for Last Resort is getting hit by Last Resort.
So
as you see again.
Bomb.
Yes. And it takes so much health off of everyone. Maya is on 5 HP.
And you almost just literally directly started another one.
It's so ridiculous how much damage the enemies can do when
keep blowing up.
yeah, when you don't do it well enough, it's insane how much damage the enemies can do to you. Or when you just aren't prepared enough. Because I do realize I need to go for some better personas at this point, and that magic 1 HP.
You know, you don't normally get the magic pixel like you can get in fighting games, but you do get that magic 1 HP sometimes.
Yeah, without the second chance or once more.
Yeah. Well, that's Kingdom Hearts, but regardless. Did you get, my question was going to be that, can that poison kill you outright, or do you always survive at 1 HP if you have poison status? In battle, I mean.
If you're in battle, the poison will outright kill you, but if
you're outside of battle, will it stay at 1?
I don't know, because I never bothered to actually test that. I mean, it's like I'm getting hit by poison. I don't want to test it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you played this game a ton of times. I just would have assumed, but whatever. Like, I guess you're not a true aficionado.
I love these enemies so much, specifically for the contact line.
Glory to the mask! Glory to the mask! That's how I feel about Persona 5. Glory to the Joker! Glory to the mask! Glory to the mask!
Okay, are we gonna do the real tech this time? We were recording that.
Did we? Oh. I mean, we have to kill these guys, but it would be such a bad thing if we had to kill these guys.
Yeah, because we can't negotiate with them, sadly, because it's like, they're the mass circle. They don't want to negotiate. They want to smack us with their giant sticks with flags on them.
I mean, if you tried negotiating with a cult leg on, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, I think someone in Outlast tried that, and then immediately after he tried that, he literally tried to escape, and then failed that because of the cult.
Right. I mean, you never, one of us. It's really hard to disagree with that.
Sometimes, yeah. But this, you may notice that they are all garbed in yellow. There's a reason for that. They are of the Earth element. There are 4 variations of the mass circle members. These are the ones that use the Earth element.
So they're flat earthers. We must kill them now.
Yes, that is exactly what they're gonna do.
Eradicate those morons. I'll show you flat Earth with some burns.
And if an Earth as an element in this game is weak to Earth is weak to wind, but I use the water attack anyway because it's like, hey, I don't want to go, because it's as easy as it is to as efficient as fusion spells are. Sometimes I just don't want to bother with switching personas all the time because that requires resetting the turn order for everybody so that I can get a specific persona on a specific person, and then have the skills available for the fusion attack, and sometimes that's just a little annoying. But one of the things that
appreciate how Persona has what's the word I'm looking for? Streamlined it, but it's still kind of a clunky process in that regard, where everyone can switch. Only you can switch personas now in modern Persona games, but the reality is it's still kind of annoying. They actually have kind of balanced it out with their streamlining again, because only you can switch your personas, but you still have to switch out your teammates at some points. So there's, they haven't fully figured it out yet. Like in this game, you have the 5 teammates, but everyone can switch personas to do their fusion attacks. Now in later Persona games, it's 4 teammates and everyone has a defined element, but you still have to switch out the people alongside your own personas. So
yeah,
it's still kind of a problem.
Because if you noticed one thing, since all the personas I have currently are compatible with every party member, although almost every party member, because the starter personas, only Yukino can use. Yukino and Maya are the only person that can use Maya as a persona, and nobody else can use that. But every other persona besides the starter personas, everyone can use. So I'm switching around personas on everybody. And I
Right.
know I can do it from the pause menu, but at the same time, it's like I'm in the middle of battle anyway. I may as well just change it in the middle of battle, and there's not really any way I can do it more conveniently within the battle itself.
Right. Basically, you just decided to save yourself a little bit of time regardless.
Yeah. And remember
It's the
how I
blue
meant...
KKK.
Yes. And remember what that means? When the yellow ones meant to Earth, what did the blue ones mean? Water. Is Earth... All four of the primary elements. Earth, air, fire, water. These guys are water, so they're weak to fire.
Wait, they're weak... Wait, what?
No, wait, these guys
That
are water, they're
doesn't-
weak to fire.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, well, obviously, okay, I say, are you sure? You played the game and are pretty much expert on 2, but, like, it seems like Dio would be the weakness to water. It's electricity. Fire gets
That's
put out
Zeo.
with water. Oh, Zeo, sorry. I mixed Dia and Zeo.
You mixed,
you get-
you mixed the equivalent of Cure with the equivalent of Thunder.
You thought it was me, Thunderspell, but it was I, Dio. Sorry, old anime memes aside, yeah.
Ikichi liked it, that's why he's posing.
Well, fitting.
And with a JoJo reference, they all fall. And that is pretty much it for this part, because this is the final battle of this part, and Yukino's stats go up a little bit. Yay.
GG's. Well, good to be back.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
On the next part of Persona.